18765432110. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is KovuJenkai.
And I am Waterhead.
And KovuJenkai is really just a character that I play on the internet. My name is Shalako fucking Diamond. And we are here to bring you our recap of this shit show of a year that was 2020. Well, I'm not calling it a shit show personally because I did some great things this year. What about you, Waterhead?
Honestly, I don't know. Not much happened for me this year. There were some good things. When we ended the aftermath for TLC, link in the description, he ends it of like, even with TLC, where I was like, it's only a 3-match show. He's like, you can find something in every match on that card to enjoy. And he's like, as much as 2020 has been shit, you can find good things that happened this year.
Yeah.
So he gave me 24 hours to get my shit straight, and here we are.
And then he tried to call me an hour early.
You said 3 p.m. It was 3
No,
p.m.
I said 10 a.m. New Zealand time. I specifically said 10 a.m. New Zealand time.
Fuck it. It's time zones.
It's fine. It's fine. Bro, it's fine. Okay? Waterhead, it's fine.
If somebody says it's fine multiple times, it's not fine.
It's okay then. It's carpe ehoma. Okay?
See, that's where he wins the battle, ladies and gentlemen. When he starts speaking in Maori and I can't fact check him, that's when he wins. I could turn around and speak in Japanese, but this motherfucker knows Japanese, so I'm fucked either way.
No. You can speak in Japanese and I'll switch it up to German. Go ahead. Do it. I dare you. Do it.
I know some German as well.
Yeah. I know more German than you do at this point. Do it.
I'm sure you do. Of course, how effective is Duolingo really?
I mean, I've learned 5 languages in the space of like 2.5 years.
Fluently?
Yes. Well, I'd have to go back and, brush up here and there. Just because after finishing one language, I moved on to the next one. Just like, okay, bye.
Right. Well, we're killing time, it seems.
We really are.
So why don't you start us off?
January and February were the most normal fucking months ever. And I mean, we woke up, we met up with people, we got to do work, we came home, we were angry at the people we had to meet up with to do work with, and then we went to bed angry. But little did anybody know that would be the most normal you would get out of 2020. We start in February. I said on my channel, this channel, KovuJenkai, that I would post a video, one single video, every Monday, 9 a.m. for the rest of the year. Go check it out. I went above and beyond anything that anyone ever expected. From talking about the last 7 days to poker cord dying and coming back, to my own experiences with poker cord, to an argument between a former friend and I. They just so happened to bring their entire family into it, to which I pretty much laughed like a fucking hyena. But there has been at least one video a week, every single week since February. What about you, bro? What do you remember from way back then?
The fact that within the first week of this year even starting, the U.S. was going to go to a war with Iran.
US is at war with a lot. Excuse me.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. The U.S. are the modern day Spartans. We like war. It's the basis of our whole economy.
Yeah, but you want to know the biggest difference between the US and the Spartans? Spartans actually won by themselves.
This is a good point. America likes to talk about all the winning that we've had, yet how many of those were solo wars? We're always relying on our allies.
How many Christmases have I gone without my old man? How many birthdays have I gone without my uncles? How many, big events? How many baseball games? How many T-ball games? How many wheelchair rugby games has a family member of mine missed because they were deployed in Timor-Leste, in Bougainville, in Iraq, Kuwait, Iran, wherever?
Well, and it's really something when you look at American history, how many of the wars that we've fought in were actually justified in cause.
You know, I hear Mars has oil on it. There's a freedom joke there. If you didn't get it, you weren't meant to.
Right, but yeah, we were going to go to war in the first month of this year, and then that didn't happen. And something I remember, it was somewhere within the last few months, Twitter tag or just one of those social media trends was post a picture of you from January, blissfully unaware of the shit that was headed our way. I didn't take part in it because I'm not very photogenic, but some of the ones I saw were quite funny.
I'm still not aware of the shit that is coming our way. But that's, neither here nor there.
But there were some good things that happened. As lazy as I was, I had games that I was going to play on the channel. Some I did. Yep. Like the MLB The Show series, I fucked that up. Just look up how I lost $57 million. It's on the channel.
Oh, yes.
But I played a bit of Blitz the League. Nobody responded to it, so I said, fuck it, and ended it. I had another game I was going to play that I just had no drive to create videos, so maybe that's something for next year.
Yeah. And that's the thing that people are missing, right? People say, this was a shit year. You just didn't have the drive to make it a good one.
Yeah, well, I hope this isn't a statement that ages poorly, but I am going to give streaming a go next year. I was going to try to do it this year, but it's trying to think of, do I need 2 monitors? Can I do 1 monitor and 1 TV? Just how am I going to set it up? All those sorts of things. And then I realized that my computer, the only fans that have been running are my GPU and my CPU. None of the fans that are in this case are plugged in. because my debiel of a brother thought, let's change out the components to a bigger thing, and then not look at the components that are actually in the case and realize, oh, all the giant Suka fans that are in this thing can't hook up to the motherboard.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, one does, but then that fan was broken and I never replaced it. But new computer will be here in a few weeks.
Yay!
And yes, if you keep listening to this, you might learn some more Russian.
You'll be learning a lot. Especially because this year was a whole ass learning experience. I believe February, March, we come into the Australian bushfires, right?
Honestly, I don't know, because from what it sounds like, Australia had been on fire since like November last year.
Yeah.
And it just kept going. And then California caught fire for like, as it does every year. Except this year was the only year that I had seen in California wildfires that it looked like fucking Mars when you looked out the window.
It really
like
did.
A Martian dust storm.
Yeah, it was the same here. And okay, for those that don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't know, but I'm from New Zealand, right? We're that little country next to Australia. We're nowhere near Africa, but I know how, well, some of you just geographical retardation out the asshole.
Well, if your country would change their fucking flag to, something that didn't mimic Australia, then they wouldn't get them confused. Of course, we have talked about that before. Somewhere within the last 5 years, of how they should be using the Maori flag of the natives, because that actually represents its people.
Yeah, but if we change the flag we have, then the Pākehā win. If we change the flag, then they destroy the Treaty of Waitangi. But that's a lesson y'all ain't ready for that lesson yet.
Look out for that next year.
No, y'all might not be ready for it next year either. Y'all might not be willing to talk about that. Okay? Because people think that I am racist. Okay? Notice how I use the word Pākehā. P-A-K-E-H-A. Pākehā. It's like using the word gringo. Eyebrow wiggle. Y'all ain't ready for that yet. Y'all might not be ready for that conversation. But it got to the point where Australian wildfires were so bad that the smoke came over the Tasman and covered New Zealand. And don't get me wrong, it was the prettiest orange I ever did wake up to. Ever. And I mean ever. With like 7 E's. But even that, like that's taking a bad situation and seeing the good side of it. So yes, there were Australian wildfires. Yes, people were flowing in from all over the country and the world to help them douse those fires. Are they out? Most places, yes. Some places are still burning because ScoMo can't get his finger out of his asshole long enough to care about the country that he was fucking elected leader of. Fuck you, Scott Morrison. You're a dick.
That was another good thing about this year. Maybe this might be the end of last year, but it was dealing with the whole wildfire situation where we actually see a firefighter roll up in the truck saying, "You with the media, tell the prime minister to get fucked." And that was brilliant.
Yeah. Well, Prime Minister does need to get fucked. Because, let's be honest, when you're over here, Mr. Morrison, well, you leave the borders of your own country, therefore you leave your own jurisdiction. Wink wonk. That was February. March. Well, actually, do you have anything from February you'd like to say?
Honestly, I can't even go month by month. It's just, these are my highlights. I can't really keep a timeline of things that happened this year.
Okay. Well, then this is going to be an awkward show, but
When
I'm
is it
ready
not?
for it.
When is it not awkward?
Fair enough.
I'd call this the awkward cast, but Keyframe and ANY already do that.
Oh, well, what are they going to do? Sue me?
I don't know. One's German. He's very efficient.
I wish he would. I wish a motherfucker would. I wish a motherfucker would. Okay? We get into March. Suddenly, some lady from Wuhan, China eats a bat and we all get fucking sick. Except none of us actually get fucking sick. Actually, I did. I got the Rona twice. How I beat it the first time, I don't know. How I beat it the second time, peanut butter chocolate. I kept getting up because I'm literally too angry to die. Actually, my first, no, I got the Rona once. I got the test twice. Sorry. First time, went into the doctor's office. Doctor comes in and says, "Are you Mr. Diamond?" And I was like, I mean, looks like me, smells like me, rub my balls, feels like me. Yes, okay, well, my name is Dr. What was his name? Harrison? I want to say Harrison. Anyway, he goes, "I'll be administering your test." So I tipped my head back and I looked down at him as he's getting his things ready. And I told him, "Please be gentle. This is my first time doing nasal."
Crickets.
He died. He was laughing so fucking hard I thought the bastard was going to have a heart attack. It was funny as hell, and I really enjoyed it. But he asked me to never, if I was to go back, that he would never do another test with me again. Anyway, I come back negative. I start working on Twitch with a couple of Twitch streamers. Everything's going well. WrestleMania's coming up. The Rona's in full effect. Lockdown's in full effect. What do I do with that time? What did you do with that time, Thomas?
I just kept working. I was deemed essential. Which is funny because 3 weeks before then, they were like, no, we don't need those people. They're expendable. Now we're considered essential, but you won't pay us and treat us like we're essential.
Nah. Because you're not essential to the job. You're essential to make sure they don't have to. Would that be a fair statement?
Pretty much. I work hard so they don't have to.
Exactly. But they make $1, you make a dime, that's why you jack off on company time.
Sure.
That's what I did. What were they going to do? Stop me? Anyway, so April, May, June, July, more of the same. Get up, do the work, come home. Well, quote unquote, come home. But it's more just like stop working, have a nap. Oh, I got my college degree this year.
That is a good thing.
Yeah. I am now a registered talk therapist for youth and young adults. But of course, I pushed that whole young adult thing all the way up to like 40. Because what are you going to do? Not pay me? I would sue the shit out of you. What about you, bro? So far, up to April. Let's go. Oh, what do you got?
Well, by that point, I had actually found somebody quite awesome because I don't know how many hours of his content I've watched at this point.
Yeah.
But I am, of course, speaking of Life of Boris. I just randomly see in my recommendations. I think it was something like coding on a $200 laptop or coding on the cheapest laptop.
Yeah.
And I see this loud, eccentric, stereotypical Russian that really leans into the stereotypical Slavness and is like, fuck it, I'm going to own this. And I'm not going to own it. I'm going to make money doing it. And I'm going to teach you motherfuckers how to code.
Let's go.
He has multiple videos out on how to he teaches HTML5, CSS, JavaScript.
Well, let's go.
And he does it all in a very entertaining way. And then after that, I started being like, oh, what else have you done? He's done country reviews. He has Slav recipes. I know how to make cutlets, chibrek, zafir. I learned what kefir was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also thanks to him that I have found out who Yami is, and that is a Russian DJ. Great music. It is because of both of them that I was introduced to a new genre, which is hard bass.
Mm-hmm.
So that just keeps adding to all the music that I listen to.
I see.
Yeah, I don't listen to much English music anymore. It's all a bunch of different languages.
Yep.
But this year is pretty much just keep moving forward, trying to find a new job. As we're recording this, I actually not only applied for a job, but actually got an interview within 2 hours of applying. So I have that interview in a few days.
Yep.
And
December 23rd for me, December 22nd for him, as of time of recording.
yeah, and the interview is on the 29th. So we'll
Let's go.
see if I get that job or not, because I fucking hate where I work. I don't mind what I do exactly, but it's the people that I have to put up with. It's the organization I have to put up with.
Mm-hmm.
And just oh, you've been here for 2.5 years? Well, we're not going to give you full time. And we're going to keep fucking you over on hours. Yeah, you know how you hated having 30 hours a week on overnights? Well, now that you've come to days, we're going to cut you down to as little as 8.5.
Oh, 8.5 on days. I
Don't work for
suppose
less.
everyone really wants the days, which
Eight
sucks,
and eight
really.
and a half hours a week. Don't work for Lowe's. Just
Wait,
don't.
what?
Yeah,
8.5 a week?
yeah. I
Bitch,
have
I
had
would kill to pay. I would kill to get 8.5 a week.
I have had some weeks where I was only paid for 8.5 hours on the clock.
Well, they make a dollar. You truly do make a dime.
I think I make less than that.
That sucks.
I can make a pay gap joke there, but it's not warranted.
Do it, Dave.
You're like, it's a good thing I'm a man, because that's at least 10 cents, where if I was a woman, it'd probably only be 5.
Oh,
Because that's unfortunately the world we live in. We still live in a world where women are paid less than men, and it's disgusting.
now if you guys go over to Waterhead's channel from my channel, he would have probably edited out that joke.
No,
No,
I think the only thing I'm editing out of this is if we have any long pauses.
fair enough. We had a
I
couple of
have
those.
I have to do that so many times with Lawrence's shit.
Am I better than Lawrence or worse than Lawrence?
You're better now. It's
Let's
just
go. What do you mean I'm better now?
well, no, I'm just saying as if like right now in this moment.
Yeah.
Because back before I left LRWS this year, that's something that also happened. At 10 years of podcasting and decided to leave because I wasn't having fun with it anymore. I would edit his shows and still put them on YouTube. And there would be moments where he would go to say something, and I'd have to wait because it would be a stutter. And then 5 seconds later, it'd be a stutter. And there would be sometimes I'd have to cut out 15 seconds
Oh.
of just stuttering or silence. And I was like, man, nobody's going to fucking listen to this. Let's just edit that out. They're not missing anything.
No. Well, I noticed on the on our first thoughts and aftermath, every time I open up with the you
Yeah.
always edit that shit out.
Yeah, I cut that out
Why?
because it reminds me of those annoying loudmouth asshats that are on YouTube that
That's
love the
what we
sounds
are. That's
that
what
love
I am.
that love the sounds of their voice. And I'm
That's
just like,
me.
no, because as soon as I hear that shit in a video, I instantly click off. And having people only listen to 3 seconds of us is doing nothing for the analytics.
I mean, I just gotta rev it up, bro. You gotta get hype. Notice how I said you gotta get hype. Because I don't get hype. What? You wanted an inside joke. I gave you an inside joke. What more do you want from me? You want my blood? You want the blood of my firstborn child? Well,
No,
joke's on you,
because
'cause I'm adopting.
it would just be nothing but sugar. And honestly, to my left, I have all the sugar I need because I have chocolate covered cherries.
The cherry incident. Rest in peace, Uncle Franklin Rufio. If y'all don't know that story, well, next year on the KovuJenkai channel, you will be able to hear that story. Anyway, so in June. Now, this is the only bad part, is in July of this year. This is literally like I've combed through all of 2020, and yes, I was stabbed in the back by Kiwi Bros Gaming, and I had I want to call her his wife, but they're not even married. They just have a kid together. And I really want them to get married now because then their kid could be just as much of a bastard as they are.
He already is.
Yeah.
He's a child out of wedlock. He is
Yeah.
the literal definition of a bastard.
Yeah. So, whoops. But on July the 8th of 2020, my grandmother passed away. My mother's mother. And I went up to Opanoni, where I come from, where I call home, and I kept repeating the same number. I wrote it everywhere. I repeated the number 378. Because it was 378 days prior to that, I went up to that house again, or I went up to that house for the first time to mourn the death of my grandfather. So rest in peace to Albert Selwyn and Francis Marie Ambler from Shalko Diamond, son of Myrtle Diamond, aka Myrtle Ambler. Nephew of, I could be here a while. This family tree goes back a lot. Other than that, like, this is where the dark cloud, so the dark cloud hasn't set in for me on 2020 until July. August, September, October, November, depression kicks in. Anxiety kicks in. Suicidal thoughts kick in. Tendencies kick in. And no matter how much I try and I try to keep busy, they're just still there, you know?
You are preaching to the choir.
Mm-hmm.
So many times this year, honestly, previous years, I have thought, I could just buy a gun and just be done with it.
Yeah. Because you don't have a criminal record.
That's right, I don't. You do.
Well, I don't anymore.
Mm.
Not anymore.
But,
Shit gets expunged after 7 years.
oh, well, lucky you. But anxiety is a bitch. I have always had anxiety. I was always very I could easily become overwhelmed as a child. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until my 20s where it's like, oh, there's a word for it. It's called anxiety. Guess
Yeah.
what? You have it.
Yeah.
Anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts. It's all there.
See, and this is the thing that gets me, because I've known him since 07, 08. You and I are not going back on this argument again, but let's just say around the 07, 08 area, we met.
Yeah.
Yeah? And it had never come off that way. It had always been, Shalako, I'm comfortable talking with you. So I'm going to press this call button. I'll say hi, you say hi, and we'll just fuck around for 3, 4, 5, 8, 16 hours.
Which is the funny thing, because before I met you, I was actually coming out of depression. You actually brought me out of a spell of depression because I was coming off of a relationship that I wanted to do anything for that person, and they just
Didn't want to do anything back.
pretty much just idianahoy, and I was left broken. And then I found you.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's not get it twisted. I found you.
Fair enough. As much as Gaia's economy is broken, that is
Oh
the
yeah,
reason
it's broken.
we found each other.
Yeah. So thank you to Lancer. Thank you to Locke, because you brought us together. Bro, Lancer, cool as shit. Like, I could just message him right now, just be like, what up, bro? He'll be like, what up, bro? What are you doing, Lance? I'm doing some work, bro, so I can't actually sit here and DM you for a bit. Huh? But you're going to, aren't you, sir? Yeah, I am. Don't worry about it. I'm not leaving. I met Thomas back when... Oof. We were middle of high school, eh? We were high school boys.
Yeah, let's see. 07, so I would have been junior year.
And yeah, I actually no, I had left high school at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had left high school and gone on to internet communication technology to study up for my national certificate in computing, level 1 through 5, which I got.
And he hasn't done anything with in years.
No, because bro, let's not tell them about the Windows 95. Let's not tell them about that, okay? We're supposed to only be focusing on 2020. But yeah, Waterhead, to me, had never come off as, I'm depressed. I'm anxious. I'm scared that nobody likes me. But I'm more afraid that I don't like myself. It's always been, hi, Shallow. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tip. Hey, baby. What up, though?
Not necessarily going for people's approval. It's more, how do I say this? My mind dwindles on the dumbest interactions.
Yeah.
Somebody will say one thing, and it's something that I should be able to just say fuck you and move on with.
Yeah, but that's the thing about humans, bro. That's literally, like, that's human nature. Because I've sat here and I've talked you up 100 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least 100. At the very least, I've talked you up 100 times. Can you name one bad thing I've ever said to you?
This is a good question.
Here's the thing. If the recorder wasn't on, he'd be able to name some. And you want to know why?
Because I'm legitimately trying to think of 2013. Did you say anything negative? Because I did some dumb shit. I'm not going to deny that. I might deny things that I had said because I don't remember saying those things. So I can acknowledge I said things, but individual quotes I will probably deny.
And I remember everything I said to him. When he asked me, what do? I told him, go with that one. Because if you ever loved me, you wouldn't have done what you did. Boop.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
That sounds like I've heard it a couple times. I got a couple of letters.
And that's what I'm saying. I can't deny he said those things. It's just some things were repeated more loudly than others, so I remember them.
Yeah. No. But the point is, right, that humans, like, I remember a few of the good things you've said about me. I remember you talking up my work ethic.
Well, let's face it, the whole WrestleMania project, that was a thing where both of us realized when we really want something, or we
We're gonna
have
get
the
it.
drive for it.
We're gonna get it. But, I remember him talking up my work ethic. But I also remember the times he broke my heart. I remember broken promises. I remember, missed calls, skipping out, being forgotten about. Because that's what humans do. People don't like to focus on the positives. People don't like to focus on having their ego stroked. People don't like to focus on all the great things that people say about you. And this is what depression does. This is what anxiety does.
I don't know.
Forgets human
You've
nature.
never turned down a good ego stroking.
I've never turned down any kind of thanks. Whether it be head pats, a shoulder rub, an ego, or something completely different. But the thing about it is, we as human beings, and believe me, I've had to study this for multiple fucking years, we as human beings are not able to take a compliment. Like, I could sit here and I could tell you about who I used to know as Kenshin Himura, who then became Kenshin Himura Ekros, who then became Takeshi Morinosuke, who at the time was also Waterhead, who then grew into his own as Thomas James Lakeman, the first, the last, the only.
Yeah, because I ain't having kids. So the bloodline dies here.
I can tell you a million great things that he has done for me in my life. And he'd either have forgotten about it or just, I didn't know that happened. Or you couldn't think about it. But if I mention to you any of the bad things that Thomas has said, either to me or to someone in my place, I reckon he'd remember that.
Well, just like previous, I might remember some things. I won't deny any of it,
No.
but some things I will remember and others I just won't.
Yeah. And that's the thing about human nature. We're too focused on the negatives of it. But it's not all about, looking on the bright side. Because if we spent all day looking at just the bright side, what would we be? Where would we be? Y'all ever played the game We Happy Few? Y'all ever seen gameplay of We Happy Few?
Drugged up dystopia.
Do y'all want that? Do you want that, Thomas?
I think a morphine addiction would wear off eventually.
You'd think so. I spent a year on the shit. Actually, no, it was baby morphine. For those that don't know what baby morphine is, it's Rubifin.
Sounds familiar.
It used to be Ritalin.
Mm.
Yeah. So when I come back from my grandmother's funeral, most people think that I became broken, that I was broken. And maybe I am. Maybe I still show signs of depression. Maybe I still show signs of anxiety. But it's because, like I shouldn't have done this, but I did do this. And this is of my own doing. I didn't sit down and allow myself to grieve over the death of my grandmother because I wanted her to be proud of me. And if you look at all the things I did, I got 100 subs this year, bro.
Mm.
I started out at like 50.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we actually. No, I can actually say what we were at because I actually started keeping track of this a while ago.
Yeah.
Because I was incredibly grateful and I wanted to track growth.
Yeah.
So if I can just okay, YouTube stats. We had 126 subs on the channel at 37,795 views. We are now at 192 and around 60,800.
That's a lot.
So for all of you that have stuck around, I honestly question why.
Also,
And
arigato
I
gozaimasu.
also I also say thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Uh, but
To which, if at least one of you does not reply in the comments with doidashimashite, then fuck it. None of us can be friends. You're all fired. But yes, I pushed past November. I'm still posting videos. I get up to the end of November and I just say, you know what? I'm going to take December and January off. I still posted 3 videos now in December because I just can't get away from you assholes. But this year, as of the 23rd of December, 2020, has been not one of the greatest years, but one of the most motivational years of my life. Now, in the description to or no, there'll be an end card on my video to show you a video that I want you to go see from my channel called A Little Motivation. So if you can see that, go there. Because if you need a little more motivation, then that's where you'll find it. Waterhead,
My mind
How
just
many?
went to a completely different place.
Oh,
Hmm. Some people might get it. He'll get it eventually.
I'll get it eventually. Probably, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe I'll be coming back here next year, fucking December 23rd, 2021, and I'll still be here thinking about, you remember what you said last year? Because I don't remember.
Like you said something, and I still haven't gotten it. When honestly, to me, it's painfully obvious.
Yeah, well, anyway, um, do you have any talking points, bro?
Just, I'm, I'm not gonna promise I'm gonna do anything big next year. Just, I'm gonna try to be better. That's the only thing I can do is try. That's
Yeah,
all I have ever told people is put forth effort.
yeah.
And if you fuck up, then I can't be mad. You made an effort.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that matters at times. And part of it is uh, just, I think the reason why I didn't try it harder is I had no encouragement. If people had commented and say, hey, I like this, or I want you to play this game,
Yeah,
if I had those things, then I would have done more. If you have nobody commenting on the videos other than probably Marcy is the only one that I can say routinely that was commenting on videos.
yeah. Because with
Uh,
me, the only times I really commented on videos were first.
well, that and the it's been video, which
Oh,
just made him
fuck.
go, what? Nani? Nani kore?
Nani the fuck? Nani kore? Oh no, that's dame dame. That's for all the JoJo fans, of which I am
but
not one of.
but you want to make a difference in a YouTuber's uh just thought process, videos they make. It truly is the it's not the liking and subscribing as great as it is to have subscribers. Likes honestly mean nothing to me. It's comments. It's somebody being like, I mentioned for somebody to comment a particular thing. Unfortunately, it was either in First Thoughts or Aftermath at this point, but it was one of those. I had
Yeah,
mentioned for people to do something.
yeah.
Nobody has done it so far. So that tells me they didn't make it that far in that video.
Mm.
And then whose fault is that? Is it mine? Is it Kovu's? Or is it you for being lazy? I'm not
I
asking
mean,
people to intensely, or what is the word I'm looking for here? To put all of your attention to when you have one of my videos on. You could have me in the fucking background when you play Skyrim or whatever you're playing these days.
Roblox.
That just means that's background noise. Well, at least there's something. Because I recently started seeing someone. We're
Mm,
trying to take it slow, but there were things that they had mentioned this year where I was like, oh shit, I must be special because you said this.
mm,
You felt comfortable enough to say this to me. It doesn't matter that you said it to other people. You said it to me, and it's something that you wouldn't say to somebody randomly on the street. So that means I matter to some point.
mhm. But
So
here's the
to
thing about that, bro. And this is a lesson to everybody. Okay, it doesn't matter what they said to you. If they've said it to someone else, they're putting you on par with these other people. That's up to you to make yourself better than who they put you on par with. Remember that. Okay, because it's not about getting the significant other. It's about keeping the significant other. It's like they say in wrestling. It's like I used to hear every fucking day when I used to box. It's not about getting the title match. It's not about getting the title. Because it's easy for me to get a title match. It's fun for me to win that title. But it's actual work for me to keep that title on my shoulder. It's actual work for me to be able to put that title around my waist. It's actual work for me to be able to put that belt around my... Well, I shouldn't say that way. But it is work to keep a relationship alive. Me and Scylla, 6 years.
Yeah. Well, and that whole thing just made me uh, think of something, and I'm trying to find the tweet because I am assuming that I liked it. I at least retweeted it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I'll just paraphrase it, but essentially it was my make. I can't even think of it because the phrasing was so good, but it was essentially my solitude. Make you being around me better than my solitude. I
But
like my
also,
solitude so much that if I'm willing to give that up to be with you, then that shows how useful you are.
not the right word. Not the word I would have used.
Fair enough. We all have different vocabulary.
Yeah. I would have used the word important rather than useful, because useful just means, oh, he's only with you to use you, but once you become useless, then, and that kind of makes you look like the bad guy. And I don't want that. You're not a bad guy, Thomas.
Fair enough.
Me, I'm like Roman Reigns. Yeah, that's who I'm like. You want to know why?
Because you are the tribal chief.
Because I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just the guy. If y'all enjoyed this, actually, is there anything else we need to say?
I'm trying to think. The only thing that I've really just been trying to do, I try to do this often, but I find myself doing it a lot more, and that's just being encouraging online. I follow so many artists of, or like I had somebody on Twitter the other day mention that they realized they were trans and that they were going to go through the transition process.
Yep.
And I was simply, you are valid. My DMs are open if you want to talk.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that little amount of attention is all somebody needs.
Yeah. Not everybody wants attention, but everyone deserves something. Some people think they don't deserve to be loved. Some people think that they don't deserve to be appreciated. It's coming up to Christmas. It's going to be Christmas in a couple of days here. And there are people out there, be they on the street or alone in their own house, that again, they're alone. You know, we don't know what's going on in a person's life until we talk to them. And I think what's special about this is that we as those who are fortunate enough to be in the position that we are in, first world countries, no wars. Well, no wars here in New Zealand anyway, because the last guy that tried to go to war with us was tied to a boat and set out onto Lake Taupo. Twice, actually. That was funny. We are in a position that affords us a roof over our head, clothes on our back, and blankets wrapped around us when we go to bed. Running water, electricity, internet, food, money, socks. I don't wear socks, but socks. So if you're going to do something nice for yourself, consider doing something nice for someone else. Because, again, going back to the beginning of this little spiel, you have no idea what people are going through every single day. There are some mothers out there struggling, single mothers that live with 2, 3, 4 kids and no husband. Those kids don't have a male figure in their life. And that lady, like, there were some stories over in America, right? Because there was a $600 check or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people have resorted to shoplifting just to feed their family. And that's like, picking up just a can of beans. There are kids out there that are going to go, no socks, no shoes in the snow. There are kids here in New Zealand that are going to be all day out in that heat. Strolling through a summer wonderland. Hey. But if you can help, why not?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Just today, we went through and tried to find clothes, bed sheets, blankets, things
Yep.
that they might be a little bit worn, but they're things that someone could still use.
Yeah.
And we tried to find a place to donate them.
Yep.
I generally don't donate my clothes just because I literally will wear something until it looks like I'm a homeless person. I know the value in money, so if I can keep wearing something, then I wear it.
Even that's a bit greedy there.
Fair
Surely there's
enough.
something you can throw away. Surely there's something that you don't use anymore.
Oh, there's a bunch of shit that I want to. Like, I've got a bunch of books that I need to actually go through, or I might not even go through the box because it's all textbooks and things, but I need to at least look at the box and be like, yeah, I don't need any of this, and I'm gonna just donate it to a library.
Yeah, someone leaked those onto the internet instead of celebrity nudes. Leak PDF of fucking expensive ass textbooks. Do something useful with your life.
There's an idea.
Because I don't want to see Eddie Fatu naked. Only the wrestling fans will get it.
But that quote that I was completely fucking up and bastardizing a while ago, and
Hey, you found it?
I'm unfortunately going to fuck up this woman's name, but I think it's Esther Lauren, Esther, and then Lauren.
Estee Lauder,
There you go.
the makeup artist? No, that's Estee Lauder. Never mind.
But she basically wrote on Twitter, this was from November 23rd, said, booked myself a hotel room for the weekend, bought myself sunflowers, drank my favorite wine, ate lobster, and binge watch Christmas music or binge watch Christmas movies. And then the quote here is, "My alone feels so good. I'll only have you if you're sweeter than my solitude." And yeah, that is how I see myself. I enjoy being alone. Do I want
Now, don't
somebody to
be like
share
her,
my
though.
life with? Of course.
Don't be like her, bro. Please don't turn out like her, please.
Meaning exactly?
Read it off again. I'll tell you when to stop.
Booked myself a hotel room for the
Uh-huh,
weekend, bought myself sunflowers, drank
uh-huh,
my favorite wine, ate
uh-huh.
lobster, and binge watched Christmas movies.
Stop.
My, hmm
Don't be that guy.
Just be, look at all the things I did to have fun.
Look at all the money that I spent in order for me to have fun.
Fair enough.
Look at how much money it takes for me to be alone and great and blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up.
Well,
Most
and
of us,
then,
look, here's the thing, okay? Like, I have crab meat once every 4 months because I afford myself that after every trimester.
hmm,
Is that to say that I can't afford it more often? No, because I could. If I wanted to right now, I would buy a hat. I would buy one of those cork hats, right?
hmm,
You know, the ones with the strings on it, with little corks hanging around on it.
hmm,
Oh, Crocodile Dundee hat.
hmm.
Yeah, but if I wanted to replace the corks with crab meat, guess what I'm gonna do? Bitch, I'm gonna replace those corks with crab meat. And I'm gonna see crab meat in front of me, and then I'm gonna run around in circles, just like gotta catch the crab, gotta catch the crab. Oh wait, I forgot, my arms are long enough.
You want crabs?
it's
You got it.
it's mm, it's nada complejos.
But as much as you have your thing here, and I get your point with her saying, "Look at all this money I spent."
Yeah.
I and she has a fucking Instagram, and it's probably one of those Instagram models of, "Oh, look how great my life is." But I also look at that, and I'm like, well, it's been a shit year. Maybe she saved up for months just to have this experience.
Saved up from what? Fucking her third sugar daddy dying of a heart attack?
Anything's possible.
I'm just saying, if you're out there being a gold digger, bro, you better not come around here. Because the only gold you're getting is a fucking golden shower. I'm gonna piss all over you and walk away. Yes, I have a dog's attitude. If I can't eat it or fuck it, I'm gonna piss on it and walk away. Y'all want to be happy? Find something that makes you happy. Y'all want to be better than someone? Be better than you were yesterday. I don't have to be better than Thomas. Because obviously, as evidenced by previous conversations, I don't know what Thomas has been through. Would I like to know? Yeah. Would I like for him to open up to me? Yes. Do I deserve it? I mean, I've been around for a while, bro. I don't claim to be better than Thomas because me and Thomas are two of a different breed. Thomas was, where were you born?
Tampa, Florida.
When did you first go to public school?
Uh, Either 3 or 4 for pre-K.
Yeah. When did you first learn English?
It's my first language.
Hi, my name's Shalico Diamond. I was formerly Antonio James Benedetti. My first language is Spanish. English is my third. I didn't go to public school until I was 6 years old. No, wait, 8 years old. I didn't learn English until I was 8 years old. That's how different the two of us are. Yes, we can bounce one off of one another. But if he had to live my life and I had to live his, he and I would be two different people. If he and I grew up side by side from day one, from diaper days, in a fucking playpen, out back of fucking Sacred Heart Elementary. I guarantee he would not be able to live the way I did, and I would not be able to be brought up the way he did. Because, yeah, we're the same. Cerebral palsy, yes or no?
Technically.
Technically.
They don't know what I have. The testing would be too much money, and I already went through enough as a baby.
Hydrocephalus, yes or no?
Well, that is a yes.
So for all the things wrong with us that we have the same, there are things absolutely right with us that would cause another pain. I could not grow up the way Thomas grew up. And I doubt Thomas could grow up the way I grew up. Because, as like I said, as similar as our minds are, as similar as our illnesses are, I think if he had to go through what I went through, that he might crack under that pressure. And if I had to go through what he went through, growing up with two Davids in the house, I'm not gonna cut it all. No. If I had to go through what Thomas went through, it's like I couldn't. I have nothing but the utmost respect for him. Do I want to reach through my webcam and knock him out? Yeah, all the fucking time. But he'd want to do the same to me, wouldn't
he? Possibly. I've wanted to do that to other people more than you.
Yeah. But you've still wanted to do it to me a couple times.
At times.
Do it to me once again. No one's gonna get that. Welcome to the 80s, baby. But yeah. That's it. That was 2020 in review, man. Like, it's been a hell of a year. I'm ready to get up for 2021. I'ma kill it. You ready, Thomas?
I'm gonna put forth my best effort.
Yeah. And the first time if he has it off, then the first time you'll see the two of us back together again would be First Thoughts, Royal Rumble, January 20 something.
31st, actually. It'll be the last Sunday of the month and the last day of the month.
So we'll get together on the 29th, right?
For First Thoughts, yeah.
Yeah. So I am KovuJenkai. Go subscribe to Waterhead.
And I am Waterhead. Go subscribe to KovuJenkai.
And we will see you in 2021. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Joyous Kwanzaa. Happy Solstice. And for those that don't, blessed Yule as well. And Festivus. But if you don't celebrate any of those, happy December, happy holidays, happy New Year. Peace.